At only 10 years old, Peter became Tsar of Russia. But this was not a story of a child king living in peace. He shared the throne with his sickly brother, Ivan V, while their older sister Sophia ruled as regent. Sophia dreamed of more than power behind the curtain. She wanted to become the first true female ruler of Russia, and she used Ivan's weakness and the loyalty of the old Streltsy guards to control the empire. The palace became a place of whispers, fear, and silent ambition. Peter grew up watching betrayal from the shadows. Sophia believed the young boy would remain weak, distracted, and easy to control. She was wrong. As Peter grew older, he began to see Russia differently. He watched European merchants, foreign soldiers, and modern weapons, and he realized his country was falling behind the world. But before he could change Russia, he had to survive his own family. Rumors spread that Sophia was planning to remove him permanently. Loyal guards warned Peter that the Streltsy army could turn against him at any moment. The young Tsar fled to a monastery, gathering supporters around him. What followed was not just a political struggle. It was a silent civil war. Peter began building his own loyal forces. At just 17, he trained a new army inspired by European discipline and strategy. These were not traditional Russian troops. They marched differently, fought differently, and believed in a future beyond the old traditions. When Sophia attempted to regain control through the Streltsy uprising, Peter struck first. The rebellion failed. Those who supported the coup were captured, and Peter made a decision that shocked the court forever. The rebels were executed publicly. A brutal message meant not only for Sophia, but for anyone who believed the boy Tsar could be controlled. Sophia was forced into a monastery, her dream of ruling Russia ending behind cold walls. The child had become a ruler. But Peter did not love the Russia he inherited. To him, it felt trapped in the past. So he did something no Tsar had ever done. He left. Traveling across Europe under a false identity, Peter worked with his own hands. He learned shipbuilding in Dutch shipyards, studied modern engineering, explored advanced military tactics, and absorbed the culture of the West. When he returned, he carried a vision that terrified the old Russian nobility. Russia would change, and change would come with pain. Peter forced nobles to adopt European clothing. He demanded reforms in government, military structure, and education. Many resisted him, many feared him. Because Peter was not only a reformer, he was relentless. Russia's greatest weakness was its lack of access to warm seas. Without a strong navy, Russia could never become a global power. So Peter turned toward war. He launched campaigns against the Ottoman Empire, seeking control of coastal fortresses that opened Russia's path to the sea. The battles were long and costly, but eventually Peter captured a strategic stronghold, allowing him to begin building a navy that would change Russia's future. But his ambition did not end there. He turned north towards Sweden, one of the strongest military powers of the time. The Great Northern War tested everything Peter had built. At first, Russia suffered defeat. But Peter learned from failure, rebuilt his army, and returned stronger. Victory transformed Russia into an empire feared across Europe. Yet power came with darkness. One man close to Peter did not share his vision, his own son, Alexei. Alexei feared his father's reforms and preferred the old traditions. Suspicion grew between them until Peter accused him of betrayal. The investigation ended in tragedy. Alexei died after harsh interrogation, leaving Peter marked by a shadow that reminded many of Ivan the Terrible. The Tsar, who wanted to modernize Russia, had sacrificed his own blood. And then came Peter's greatest symbol of transformation. On the cold shores of the Baltic Sea, he ordered the construction of a new city, St. Petersburg. Built on marshland and sacrifice, the city faced Europe instead of turning away from it. Thousands labored to raise it from the water, and Peter declared it the new capital of a new Russia. A Russia of ships, steel, and ambition, Peter the Boy had become Peter the Great. A ruler who broke traditions, defeated enemies, and reshaped an empire through vision and fear. More dark history stories coming. Subscribe so we can reach 100. Your support matters.